Well, hello everybody and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Saturday, only here on Top Shelf Oldies. Want to welcome you to the May 13th, 2017 Vinyl Treasure Show on this dreary, rainy day before Mother's Day. Horrible, horrible rain today. And Barbara and I went out to dinner earlier, and it was pouring rain. And my niece, she's graduating from in Hartford, Connecticut. Oh, they're up there in the rain. I did not go, but I am here to play my original vinyl 45s for you, the Top Shelf Oldies listeners. 1950s and early 60s tonight. We opened up with a guitarist from Houston, Texas. He was the guitarist for Hank Ballard and the Midnighters, joined them in 1954 when the Midnighters were passing through Texas on one of their tours. He hired Hank Ballard hired him to replace the group's previous guitarist, Arthur Porter. He was drafted into the Army. And this guitarist, his name is Cal Green. He played with the Midnighters till 1959. Until he was arrested in a marijuana bust. He would do 21 months in jail, but he had a couple of solo releases. We heard the B-side of his first of two he recorded on Sid Nathan's Federal label. That was Cal Green and his orchestra from March of 1958 on Federal, a song called Green's Blues. Yes, he must have been blue with that arrest. Well, anyway, enough of my babbling here. Let's start it off with the vocal portion. We open up with a Chicago label, Marterry. Marterry is the label, which was named after Leonard Chess's son, Marshall, and Phil Chess's son, Terry. That's how they came up with the Marterry label. But there is no information on this group. It's a great two-sided 45 from February 1956. This group is called the Daps. It's on Marterry Records. The song is called Down and Out.
Well, I'm down and out, I just can't help myself. Well, I'm down and out, I just can't help myself. When I look for my baby, I don't need nobody else. Well, I'm sad and blue and I don't know what to do. Yes, I'm sad and blue and I don't know what to do. I know what's wrong, baby, I need you. Well, I'm sad and blue and I don't know what to do. I know what's wrong, baby, I need you.
We open up the vocal portion there from February 1956, a group called the Daps. The Daps on the Marterry record label, Down and Out is the name of that one there. And after two releases on the Marterry label, band leader Ralph Marterry, he threatened the Chess brothers with a lawsuit if they did not change the name of the label. So this label changed from Marterry to Argo. It became the Argo label after the first two releases. And for you collectors out there, is your copy of this, if you own this record, is it on a shiny label or is it on a flat black label? Because I have it on a shiny label and a flat back label. Unfortunately, they are styrene presses. You know how much I hate hate styrene vinyl. But anyway, that's a cool tune from February 1956. Let's stay in the year of 1956. Just love this next 45. This group from Manhattan's Upper West Side on Jerry Winston's Onyx record label, co-written by the female lead singer. Her name is June Bateman. I posted this one up on my Facebook wall. You can check out my a little bit better than VG copy of this. Another great two-sided 45 with Sammy Lowe and the orchestra. We go back to November 1956. These are the Marquees on Onyx with their cool tune, a rare 45, Bohemian Daddy. November 1956 there. Those are the Marquees on the Onyx label, Jerry Winston's Onyx record label, one of the thousands of labels that your host Johnny G collects. Bohemian Daddy there. June Bateman on lead, and she would go on to record some solo releases on a number of different labels, on Holiday and Fury and Clay Mike and Arawak and others too. And a North Dakota Bob mentions in the chat room that he remembers when I was looking for this record for so many years, started here in 2005 on Top Shelf Oldies, found it probably about 4 or 5 years ago, but I only had it on the Relic label. I couldn't find the 45. It was really hard to find a copy of this. I had one copy that, but it was polished and it played horrible, and the guy wanted, I don't know, he wanted like $2,500 for it. I said, no way, I have to at least enjoy the sound of the record. So that's not a mint copy, but anyway, I enjoy that sound. Yes, I do. John G babbling on here for a Saturday evening as we continue here. And on the last Vinyl Treasure Show, I played this group's first of 6 on the RCA record label, their cover of Now and Then There's a Fool Such as I. And that was their first record, featured Grady Chapman on lead, Bobby Nunn also you can hear on that side. But this is the follow-up. Of course, I'm talking about the Robins. This one from April of 1953. Grady Chapman is also doing lead on this one. It's on RCA Records. It's their second release. These are the Robins with their tune called Oh Why.
Oh, why?
Tell me why.
Why do you treat me like you do?
Like you do.
You made me love you like a fool.
Like a
Oh, why?
Tell me why.
Why did you come into my life?
In my life.
And told my poor heart a lie.
Heart alive.
Now you leave me alone to cry. Oh, can't you understand the things we had planned for years and years to come? It's so hard to believe that you would break my heart the way you love me from the start. Oh, baby, why?
Tell me why.
Does everything happen to me?
Happen to me.
I'm always left behind.
Left behind.
With the blues all the time.
Oh, can't you understand the things we had planned for years and years to come? It's hard to believe that you would break my heart from the way you loved me from the start.
Oh, baby, why?
Tell me why.
Does everything happen to me?
Happen to me.
I'm always left behind.
Left behind.
With the blues all the time.
Early sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Yes, and you have to agree. Great record there. The second release for the Robins on RCA, the second of 6. That one there from April 1953, Grady Chapman on lead. And, of course, the Robins would evolve into the Coasters on the Atco label. Now, this song would be covered a few months later by the Orchids on Sid Nathan's King record label, the side called Oh Why. They also recorded the flip side, too, the Orchids, the exact flip side, All Night Baby. We'll get that one on here on the Future Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's continue here for a rainy Saturday evening here in New York City. And on the last Vinyl Treasure Show, last week's Vinyl Treasure Show, I played the second release by this Washington, D.C. group. Came out on Art Sheridan's Sabre label, a great ballad. The side was called The Beat of Our Hearts. That was the B-side, written by the lead singer, Fleming Briscoe. Well, Fleming Briscoe also wrote the A-side, but he isn't doing lead. Someone by the name of Mosey Vaughn is on lead. We go back to June of 1954. This on the Sabre label for the Five Blue Notes. This is the A-side, a cool up-tempo side, the Five Blue Notes, with their tune called You Gotta Go, Baby.
You gotta go, baby, 'cause it ain't gonna be like that. Yes, you gotta go, baby, 'cause it ain't gonna be like that. Ah, now there's your grip, and here's your coat and hat. You gotta go, baby, 'cause you ain't treating me right. Well, you gotta go, baby, 'cause you sure ain't treating me right. Time we meet, we have to fight. Well, I said bye,
Baby, goodbye.
baby, goodbye,
Bye, baby,
yes, goodbye,
baby, goodbye.
baby, goodbye,
Bye, baby, goodbye.
oh, I said bye,
Bye, baby,
bye, bye, baby, goodbye.
bye, baby, goodbye.
You gotta go, baby, 'cause you've been treating me wrong.
Gotta go, gotta go,
Oh, you gotta go, baby, 'cause you sure been treating me wrong.
gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
You gone back home where you know that you belong. Well, 1 and 1's 2, 2 and 2's 4. Right, you give into it no more. You gotta go, baby, because it's sure been so long. You got to go. Yeah. Well, 1 was 2, 2, 2's 4. You give into it no more. You gotta go, baby, because it's sure been treating me wrong. You going back home where you know that you belong. And I say bye,
Bye, baby, goodbye, baby.
goodbye,
Bye, baby, goodbye, baby.
goodbye, baby, goodbye.
Bye, baby, goodbye.
I say bye, 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 baby, goodbye.
Goodbye, baby.
Bye, bye,
Goodbye, baby, son. I got to go now. Bye, baby. Oh, baby, goodbye. Bye, baby.
Cool rockin' tunes here for a Saturday evening. Those are the 5 Blue Notes. That's their second release on Art Sheridan's Sabre record label. I have some water damage on the A side of that 45. Not that bad. Some of the writing is a little bit blurred, unfortunately, but it's hard to find that record, period. But that one there from June 1954, Mosey Vaughn on lead for that one, their second release on Sabre. You Gotta Go, a Baby. No, you don't have to go. Not till midnight right here when Johnny G bows out of here at 12 midnight here on Top Shelf Oldies. Let's continue here. Let's go back to Chicago, this time to Leonard Allen's United label, which features Solly McElroy on lead, who in 1955, he would leave the Flamingos to join this group. This is the 4th and final release on United for the Moroccos. This one from December of 1956. Posted this one up on my Facebook wall. You can check it out. Not really an easy record to find. It's their hardest. These are the Moroccos on United. Solly McElroy on lead. Their tune called Sad, Sad Hours.
I only wish that you weren't here. I whisper sweet words in your ear. In my sad, sad hour, when I'm lonely and depressed, I need your love and your caress. Oh, my sad, sad hour. Oh, you know, you didn't have to go. Just wanna love you more and more. Yes, yes, I wanna hold you in my arms, because you thrill me, pretty baby, with your charm. Deep down in my shattered heart, my love was too right from the start. The way you shelled me around, but in spite of everything, I still love you just the same. Oh, baby, you're driving for me insane. Ain't your lucky star above, you knew just what I was thinking of. You knew all the rules of love. Oh, my
December 1956 release there on Leonard Allen's United record label. Those are the Moroccos, with a song called Sad, Sad Hours. That is their fourth and final release on United. Now, Solly McElroy on lead there. He was with the Flamingos, sang lead on songs like Someday, Some Way, That's My Desire, and Golden Teardrops on the Chance record label. Also Dream of a Lifetime and I Really Don't Want to Know on the Parrot label. Have all of those on original vinyl except one. I have one on a 78 that I Really Don't Want to Know. I have a mint 78 on that Parrot release. Looking for that 45. Not an easy one to find. Anyway, John G babbling on here for a rainy Saturday evening. The Saturday before Mother's Day. Got a Mother's Day tune coming up. Haven't played it in a while, but we'll send it out to all the mothers later this evening. But let's continue here on last week's Vinyl Treasure Show. My opening instrumental was by Tulsa, Oklahoma-born Hal Singer, this third of four on Herman Lubinsky's Savoy label. But the B-side is an interesting vocal. I think he was trying to copy Bill Haley and the Comets on this song, but you can be the judge. Tell me what you think, which Bill Haley song you think this song reminds you of. It's from December 1956. B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Savoy Records, Hal Singer and his orchestra. It's a vocal. The song is called Rock and Roll.
You gotta rock, you gotta rock, you gotta roll, you gotta roll, you gotta rock, you gotta rock, you gotta roll, you gotta roll. Now you put them all together and it's 2 to 1, you get a little R-O-C-K, rock, rock, rock. You take an R out, you take an O, you add a C, then add a K. Now you put them all together and it's 2 to 1, you get a little R-O-C-K, rock, rock, rock. You take an R out, you take an O, then add an L, another L. Now you put them all together and it's 2 to 1, you get a little R-O-L-L, roll, 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 roll. You gotta roll, you gotta rock, you gotta rock, you gotta roll, you gotta roll, you gotta rock, you gotta rock. Now you put them all together and it's 2 to 1, you get a little R-O-C-K, rock, 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 rock. You gotta rock, you gotta roll, you gotta rock, you gotta roll, you gotta rock, you gotta roll, you gotta rock, you gotta roll. Now you put them all together and it's 2 to 1, you get a little R-O-C-K, rock, 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 rock.
Cool tunes here for a Saturday evening. John G spinning original vinyl 45s. And if you thought that sounded like Bill Haley and the Comets' R-O-C-K rock, well, you were correct, but I was wrong. Bill Haley actually copied that song, I think. Charlene, you got to check and see when the Bill Haley Decca release of R-O-C-K rock came out, because this one came out in December of 1955. And these are the Savoy writers, Walsh and Mendelssohn. So I don't think that's a Haley composition, but that's a cool tune. Hal Singer and his orchestra, December 55 on Savoy. A song called Rock and Roll, very similar sounding to Bill Haley and the Comets' R-O-C-K rock on the Decca label. We'll have to check that anyway. John G here for a Saturday evening. Hope you're digging on the tunes here. Let's continue here. Here's another B-side from last week's show. I featured the A-side by this girl group. They were called the 4 Chickadees. The side was called Ding Dong. The B-side is a nice bluesy ballad I really like. As we go to Leonard Chess's Checker label for this one, and the only release for this girl group, they're called the Four Chickadees from November 1956. The Four Chickadees on Checker. You'll listen to their tune. It's called Teenage Blues.
Well, people gather round, hear me when I say, ooh, yes, people gather round, ooh, hear me when I say, made up my mind. There'll be some changes made. Well, I had a boyfriend. Man, he was a sweat. Yes, I had a boyfriend. Oh, he was a square. Well, he never had a dollar. Couldn't take me nowhere. Well, I got to, well, go. Put a feeling down in your soul. Yes, I've got those teenage blues. I've got nothing to gain, got everything to lose.
Those Four Chickadees got the blues. Who would think that 14-year-old or 14 or 15-year-old, they sound like, had the blues? But that's a big sounding record there for the Four Chickadees, November 1956. Actually, I like that side better. I do. The Four Chickadees on Checker with a Teenage Blues. John G, hopefully not giving you the blues here for a Saturday evening. Spinning my original vinyl 45. Some scratchy, some not. This one is not that scratchy, I'll say, but it's a promo on Imperial Records. This next 45 produced by a well-known traditional jazz pianist. And gotta ask North Dakota Bob, does he know Armand Hug? Have you ever heard of Armand Hug, Bob? But he produced this session in New Orleans on the Imperial record label for this group, actually from Oklahoma. They are from the state of Oklahoma. It's the first of two on the Imperial label, written by group member Don Nero. Now, he might be the lead singer. Really not sure Charlene nor I could find who out the lead singer, but the group is called The Dukes. It's from July 1956. These are The Dukes on Imperial with their tune called Shimmies and the Shakes.
I got the shimmies and the shakes on a bellyache, shimmies and the shakes on a bellyache, shimmies and the shakes on a bellyache, shimmies and the shakes on a bellyache. I got the shimmies and the shakes 'cause I'm going on my first date.
Shimmy, 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 shake, shake, shake. Shimmy, shimmy, bellyache. Well, now
My partner has a girl and her name is Flo, but this one thing that I didn't know. Flo has a sister and her name is Jo, and I'll have to take her to the show. I've got the shimmies and the shakes 'cause I'm going on my first date.
shimmy, 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 shake, shake, shake.
I've got the shimmies and the shakes on a bellyache, shimmies and the shakes on a bellyache, shimmies and the shakes on a bellyache, shimmies and the shakes on a bellyache. I've got the shimmies and the shakes 'cause I'm going on my first date. Well, I got my shirt button wrong, I can't tie my shoes, I can't do anything for the shimmy shaking blues. I've got the shimmies and the shakes 'cause I'm going on my first date. Partner has a girl and her name is Flo. But there's one thing that I didn't know. Flo has a sister and her name is Jo. And I'll have to take her to the show. I've got the shimmies and the shakes 'cause I'm going on my first date. Well, I've got the shimmies and the shakes on a bellyache, shimmies and the shakes on a bellyache, shimmies and the shakes on a bellyache, shimmies and the shakes on a bellyache. I've got the shimmies and the shakes 'cause I'm going on my first shimmy, 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 shake, shake, shake.
Yeah, did you guys have the shimmies and the shakes when you went on your first date? I didn't have the shimmies. I might have had the shakes. Yes, I did. But those are the Dukes. The Dukes from July 1956, the first of two on Imperial Records. Song entitled Shimmies and the Shakes. Hopefully Johnny not giving you the shimmies as we continue here for a Saturday evening. And tomorrow is Mother's Day, and I have to wish all the mothers out there a very happy Mother's Day. I know the weather's not really going to be nice, unfortunately, but I want to wish my mom, especially my mom, and would like to send out this song to her and all the moms tuned into the Vinyl Treasure Show this evening as we go to Sid Nathan's King record label. But this group is out of Harlem, New York, and first they recorded as the Toppers on the Jubilee label. Then they put out 7 on the King label. This is their 5th. Features James Brown on lead. We send it out to all the moms. These are the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes from July 1956 on King. Their tune called Dear Mother.
A very sad mother was lying in the bed with a letter in her hand, and this is what it said. Dear mother, you are so very sweet. We think of you every hour and every day of the week. Day of the week. Dear mother,
song goes out to all the mothers out there for Mother's Day. Those are the Hurricanes. Hurricanes from Harlem, New York, July 1956. James Brown on lead, not to James Brown of the Famous Flames. No, no, no. Those are that different James Brown. That's on King record label. Sid Nathan's King label out of Cincinnati, Ohio. The Hurricanes there for all the mothers. Dear Mother is the name of that one. John G here for a Saturday evening. We are here from 10 to midnight right here on Top Shelf Oldies. It's 1950s and early 60s. Let's continue here. And we stay in Harlem, New York for another great group that recorded for Paul Winley's Winley label. This is their second overall release and follow-up to their debut single. You may know the tune, a song called So Strange. Once again, this another great two-sided 45. This is the intended B-side, though. It features Adam Jackson on lead. He also co-wrote the tune from October 1957. Of course, I'm talking about the Jesters on Winley, with their tune called I'm Fallin' with an N. I'm Fallin' in Love. Those are the Jesters. The Jesters there. That is their second release on Paul Winley's Winley record label. Lots of these Winley 45s play with surface noise. It really bugs me. Yes, it does. But anyway, Adam Jackson on lead for that one, October 1957. The alternate title, I guess, I'm Falling, not with a G. They left it off, or Falling in Love is the name of that one. The flip side, a great tune, Please Let Me Love You. We'll get that one on a future Vinyl Treasure Show. Johnny G here continuing. And let's continue here with another B-side from last week's Vinyl Treasure Show. We go to George Goldner's G label for this one, and many of you mentioned that this gal sounded a lot like Frankie Lyman, and I think that was probably Goldner's intention. He wanted to, replicate that Frankie Lyman sound. I featured the up-tempo A-side of this 45, or only release, a song called When Will I Know. Now, the harp tones, they were in the studio providing the background vocals, and they are also on the B-side of the 45. It's from February 1957. Her name is Carol Blades. Carol Blades. It's on George Goldner's G label. Harp tones in the background. Give a listen to the tune. It's called What Did I Do Wrong?
She did wrong, she did wrong. What did she do wrong?
What did I do wrong to make you say goodbye? What did I do wrong? Why leave me here to cry? You vowed to love me right from the start. What did I do wrong to make you break my heart? Maybe there's one little thing that I failed to do. If this is so, please let me know. Then I'll make it up to you. Please, darling, explain. Tell me where I was wrong. Don't drive me insane. What did I do wrong? Tell me, what did I do wrong?
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's Carol Blades. Carol Blades being backed up by the harp tones on that one, February 1957 on the G label, that black and red G label, George Goldner's wonderful G label. What did I do wrong? What did Johnny G do wrong for a Saturday evening as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show? Up next, a group out of Detroit, Michigan posted this one up on my Facebook wall. It's on Norbert Bayernat's Star X record label, and both sides of this 45, they were recorded in a garage at 9060 Joseph Campo Avenue in Hamtramck. Did I say it right? North Dakota, Bob, Michigan. And the song was written by the group's manager. His name is Leo Parks, and it's Eddie Bartell and his Dukes of Rhythm. They are providing the instrumentation, and this group is called the Frisandos, and it features Aaron Little on lead. We go back to 1957, the Frisandos on Star X with their tune called Your Last Goodbye. Rare 45s here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That one's from 1957. We go to Detroit, Michigan, to the Star X record label. The Frisandos is the name of the group. The Frisandos there. Aaron Little on lead for that one. The song is called Your Last Goodbye. And this group would then change their name to the Five Masters, and they would sign with Robert West's Bumblebee label with another release in 1958. I forget, I played it here one time on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Johnny G here spinning original vinyl 45s. And let's continue here. Let's go back to New York City to Danny Robinson's Holiday record label. Featured both sides of this group's first release on two consecutive Vinyl Treasure shows. One was Tonight, which was the B-side, and their biggest hit, of course, was called United. Actually, it was a couple weeks ago I did that, but I also love their second release on the Holiday label, a song I first heard on my aunt's Jubilee Rumble album, that famous album released, I think, in late 1959, at least for the first presses, or maybe 60, I don't recall anyway. But this is a cool tune, features Johnny Hicks on lead, released in August of 1957. These are the Love Notes on Holiday, with their tune called If I Could Make You Mine.
I could never build you a castle, honey, on dreams of you do I die. And I could be so happy if I could make you mine. Star of any show, but I could love you, darling, and never let you go. And I would marry you tomorrow. Just say time, I will be there waiting. If I could make you mine, I'd gladly offer you everything that I possess. I know I couldn't swim the ocean, but I try, yeah, and do my best. You know I would marry you tomorrow. Just say the wedding time, I would be there waiting. If I could make you mine, you everything I ever hoped for, and you're in this heart of mine, and I'll always be wondering if I could make you mine.
That's the second of two there for the Love Notes. The Love Notes on Danny Robinson's Holiday record label out of New York City, August 1957. If I Could Make You Mine is the name of that one. Their follow-up to United, that tune. And Johnny Hicks was also the lead of a group called The Ivories. The Ivories do an excellent song called Alone that came out, I think, 1956 on the Jaguar label. Have played it here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And actually, don't tell my aunt, but I just bought her a CD player with the speakers and everything else. So I'm going to give her my CD. I have that Rumble album on, I think, a Relic CD, but I don't listen to those CDs anymore. I play my original. I used to listen to them in my car, but I've been listening to Sirius Radio on my ride into Newark. So I'm going to give her a bunch of CDs that I have, and she'll be able to enjoy that Rumble album again, or I'll just tape her scratchy one if I want. Anyway, John G. babbling on here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue. Let's move into 1958. We just played a 45 on Danny Robinson's Holiday label. How about one on his brother's label, the Fury label, and Bobby Robinson's Fury label? It's the debut single for this group. It features Sherman Nichols on lead, and Ronnie I would have this play this song as one of his theme songs. I forget, maybe when he was on WHBI, I think, the Ronnie I Just For You show. But this was one of his theme songs. This one from 1958, Fury Records. Sherman Nichols is on lead. It's Sherman and the Darts, and the song is called Rockin' at Midnight. $19.58 there for Sherman and the Darts. Sherman and the Darts on the Fury record label, a song called Rockin' at Midnight. I think Ronnie I was on Midnights when he was on WHBI, the Ronnie I Just For You show. And that group, their next release came out on the Apt label, a great tune. They were just known as the Darts on that one, a song called On My Mind. And I think Sherman Nichols went on. He would have a solo career, had a couple records, one on Poplar, I think, in 1962. Somebody requested that 45 here. Maybe Warren, possibly. I played it for him. But anyway, Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue here. We go back to another flip side from last week's Vinyl Treasure Show. And we opened up last week's show with a group from Philadelphia called The Chords. I played their song called the A-side of this 45 called Don't Be a Jumping Jack. Came out on Jocko Henderson's and Barry Golder's Casino label. But that's all the info I got on this group. But let's give a listen to the B-side. It's a nice ballad. It's with Pancho Villa and his orchestra. It's from March of 58. Let's give a listen to The Chords. The Chords on Casino with their tune called Tears in Your Eyes.
Boy,
That group called the Chords. The Chords sounds like a mixed group. I think there's two guys and two gals, members of the Chords there. March 1958. Pancho Villa and the orchestra there on the Casino label out of Philadelphia, PA. That's sort of the same label that the who did the videos? The videos did Trickle Trickle on, but a different label style, that's for sure. Also, Lee Andrews and the Hearts Try the Impossible. That's the first label. Anyway, the Chords there with a B-side, Tears in Your Eyes. Hopefully, these 45s are not bringing tears to your eyes unless you're going to go out and buy them, which this next record may bring tears to your eyes if you're looking for this one on the original label. And it's another flip side from last week, this time very rare 45 on the Kappa Rex label out of Berkeley, California. I featured the B-side of the 45 last week. It was called Evening Bells. Now let's give a spin to the A-side, written by the lead singer. His name is Jay Vernon. Jay Vernon. The group is called the El Domingos, O-E-S, the El Domingos. This one from April 58. Let's give it a spin on Kappa Rex Records, the El Domingos with I'm Not Kidding You.
No, 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 baby, no, baby. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. I want to be true. Give me a chance. I'm telling you, I need your romance. I love you so. Oh, honest I do. So please believe I'm not kidding you. No, no, no. Darling, I love you so. That's not a lie, my dear. Why don't you give it up and come over here? I know I have lied, I have cheated too. I won't cheat again. I'm not kidding you.
That's a pretty nice two-sided 45. I dropped it. I thought I cracked the record. It didn't fall on the floor. It fell. If you see me on the Ustream broadcaster between the turntable and the mixer, almost had a canary. Anyway, those are the El Domingos, April 1958 on the Kappa Rex Inc. record label, a song called I'm Not Kidding You. I'm not kidding you. I dropped that record. You know how many records I cracked by dropping? They just have to fall the right way, and you get an edge chip there. I was sweating that one out. And it's not the same El Domingos group that recorded on the Chelsea label, Lucky Me, I'm in Love, nor the group that recorded on the Carmen label. It's another rare 45. I'll get that one on in a future show. And actually, the spelling is different. This group spells it O-E-S, and the other two, they spell it O-S, but they're all different groups. John G here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue here. One more flip side from last week's show featured the debut single for this Pittsburgh, PA group known as Buddy Sharp and the Shakers. Came out on Joe Auerbach's Phoebe label. I played the A side of the 45 called Linda Lee, co-written by Buddy Sharp, whose real name is Bernard Garais. But he also wrote the B side, this one from December of '58. We flip over Linda Lee and give a listen to the B-side, Buddy Sharp and the Shakers on Phoebe. And any of you guys out there have a bald-headed baby?
A bucket of paint fell on her head. Her friends all thought that she was dead. They ran to her. She opened her eyes. She just had paid for all her life. She was a bald-headed baby. She was a bald-headed baby. She was a bald-headed baby. Maybe for the rest of her life. She went to the stove to buy a wig. The man told her, "Your head's too big." She said, "Oh, tell me, can a wig be found?" "There's no such luck, because you're bound to be a bald-headed baby. To be a bald-headed baby. To be a bald-headed baby. Maybe for the rest of her life." She went to the beauty shop to see what they had. The man told her, "Your luck is bad." She said, "Oh, tell me, what can I do?" "Get some horsehair and a bottle of glue." She was a bald-headed baby. She was a bald-headed baby. She was a bald-headed baby. Maybe for the rest of her life.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. It didn't shut off there. Buddy Sharp and the Shakers, December 1958, on Joe Auerbach's Phoebe record label there out of Pittsburgh, PA. Bald-Headed Baby is the name of the song. Now, I neglected to mention that on my copy of this 45 is a radio station stamper. It says WESA, which I think was located out of Charleroi, Pennsylvania, just south of Pittsburgh. Now, the stamper also shows a name. The name is Ronnie Paglia, who was a disc jockey on that station, began in 1957, and he would host the Saturday Night Record Hops in Stockdale, Pennsylvania. So that was his 45, and I don't know if he's still alive. He was alive as of, the late 1980s. But anyway, that is his 45. Somehow it ended up in the Johnny G collection. Johnny G babbling on here. Let's continue. We move into 1959 for this group that started out in Birmingham, Alabama, and he was a student at the time. They formed in high school. Tony Gideon got the group together in Alabama, and seeking fame and fortune, him and 4 other members moved to Chicago, Illinois. They were introduced to record shop, record label, and club owner Norvell Cadillac Baby Eatman, who put out their debut single. This is the B-side of their debut 45 from August of '59. They're called The Daylighters. The Daylighters on B and Baby Records. The name of the tune is called You're Breaking My Heart.
Breaking my heart, that's what you're doing.
the start. You're really breaking my heart. We vowed that we will love each other, but now, darling, it seems you found another. Yes, we're breaking apart. You're really breaking my heart. Called you last night on the telephone. Your father told me, sweetie, that you wasn't home. Called a little later and you said hello. Told you who I was, you said you had to let me go. So now you're breaking my heart. I still love you, but you're breaking my heart. I'm thinking of you for you, my guiding star. You're really breaking my heart. Told me, sweetie, that you wasn't home. Called a little later and you said hello. Told you who I was, you said you had to let me go. So now you're breaking my heart. I still love you, but you're breaking my heart. I'm thinking of you for you're my guiding star. You're really breaking my heart.
August 1959 there for a group called the Daylighters. The Daylighters on the B and Baby record label out of Chicago, Illinois, a song called You're Breaking My Heart. Now, they would also back up Betty Everett. Betty Everett on a 1960 release on the CJ record label. Great tune that she does. And as Johnny G draws a blank, but it's a great two-sided 45. Then they added a lead singer, Gerald Sims, to record some very soulful sides on the Tip Top label. The Daylighters there. That's a cool tune. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening, spinning my original vinyl 45s. Let's continue here. Next, a singer from Fort Worth, Texas, first recorded for the Lynn label back in 1958, and not only an excellent singer but also a songwriter. Wrote songs like Travelin' Man and Young World and A Wonder Like You for Ricky Nelson. In the late 1960s, produced sides for O.C. Smith and Gary Puckett. Now, here's the second of 21 releases between 1959 and 1965 on Gene Autry's Challenge record label. And I guess I'm going to have to send this one out to Charlene Whiteside of Huntsville, Texas, because it's a song about her, and I really want to thank her for all the hard work she does helping your host, Johnny G, with researching a lot of these tunes that I feature here on Saturday evening. So we're going to send this one out to Charlene. September 1959, Jerry Fuller's his name. It's on Challenge Records, and the name of the tune is called Charlene.
My Charlene, oh, why must we part? You're breaking my heart. Be my little baby, Charlene. Oh, my Charlene. I've traveled the world, but there's no other girl like my little baby, Charlene. On my word of honor, I'll try harder, yes, to love you so faithfully. Don't you remember the love and laughter that you had shared with me? Whoa, whoa, Charlene. my little baby, Charlene. On my word of honor, I'll try harder, yes, to love you so faithfully. Do you remember the love and laughter that you had shared with me? Oh, Charlene, I'm down on my knees. Come back to me, please. Be my little baby, Charlene. Be my little baby, Charlene. Be my little baby, Charlene.
September 1959 there, Jerry Fuller, the second of 21 releases on the Challenge record label. That tune called Charlene. We send that one out to Charlene, currently in our Top Shelf Oldies chat room. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And here's another flip side from last week's Vinyl Treasure Show, and featured the sound of East LA on Bob Keane's Delphi record label, the second of three for a group, or actually a duo, called the Carlos Brothers. I played the B-side, a song called It's Time to Go. Now, the A-side is a cover song of a Ritchie Valens tune. Actually, what Bob Keane did was simply have them sing to the original Valens track on this. As this song did chart regionally, it was number 20 on WJJD in Chicago, Illinois. Let's go back to July of 1960. The Carlos Brothers here on Delphi, and they're actually singing to the original musical track of Ritchie Valens' song, La Bamba. July cover tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Why did they add those strings to that record anyway? They added strings, I think, to the 45 there. You heard it. The Carlos Brothers there, the second of three on Bob Keane's Delphi record label. That's the A-side, July 1960 release. Their rendition of the tune La Bamba. And those were the Carlos Brothers, Jimmy Carlos and Pete Antoniano. They were the Carlos Brothers. John G here for a Saturday evening out. Let's backtrack for this next rare 45. Posted this one up on my Facebook wall. We head back to Philadelphia, PA, excuse me, for another rare 45 on Hal Norton and William Gorgold's Norgold record label. Guess you can see how they got Norton and Gorgoldy for Norgold there. Anyway, the group is called the Daytons, and I played this record a number of years ago, and I did have that this was a popular shoe style in the late 50s. I wasn't sure. So when I posted this one on my Facebook, well, I asked some of the listeners, and I guess Rick Michael, thank you for that, to confirm that this was this group called the Daytons was named after a popular late 1950s shoe style. Now, I never owned a pair of Daytons. Anybody out there ever had a pair of Daytons or know what they look like? Post it on Johnny G's Facebook. Well, I want to see what a pair of Daytons look like. Anyway, it features Salome Bay on lead. This is the intended B-side of the 45. Actually, both sides are good on this record. It's their only release. It's from 1959, the Daytons on Norgold, with their tune called King of Broken Hearts. Sounds of 1959 here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's the Norgold label, the same label with Dead Man Stroll, although the label is a yellow label for that one. Dayton's there with King of Broken Hearts. That is the B-side of the 45, and it's the only release for the Daytons. But again, I want to get a pair of Daytons to wear to work when I go to Newark, so send me a picture. Johnny G here, babbling on for a Saturday evening. Let's continue here. We are in the year 1960. This next singer, he's from Brooklyn, New York. His real name is Bertel Dash, but he changed it to Bertel Dashe. For years, people would think that this singer was Tony Orlando using another name, but it definitely is not. But he was around the Brill Building the same time that Tony Orlando was, so he knew the same composers and same producers, etc., like Carole King and Jerry Golfin, who wrote this song for him. It's the second of two on the United Artists record label, arranged and produced by Don Costa. Actually, both sides of this 45 are pretty good. It's from September 1960. Bertel Dache is his stage name. It's on United Artists. Give a listen to the tune. It's called You Gotta Have Chicks.
Tight. You gotta have chicks whenever there's a job that's gotta be right. Their nature's their own creation to give you an inspiration. You gotta have chicks, understand that there's a woman behind a man. Now Washington wasn't having fun that winter at Valley Forge, but Marcus Love gave him that shove, and he went on to lick King George. You gotta have chicks in the morning and the evening to hold you tight. You gotta have chicks whenever there's a job that's gotta be right. Their nature's a own creation to give you an inspiration.
That's a pretty cool tune there. Bertel Dache, that's his stage name. Really, his real name's Bertel Dash. That one there, September 1960. You Gotta Have Chicks is the name of that one on the United Artists record label. Now, it's unfortunate that his career did not go further, but he got involved with the wrong crowd. I think a relative or a nephew or someone posted on his YouTube or one of his YouTube songs that he was involved with the same group of people that were involved with Frankie Lyman with all the drugs, but he was able to beat his drug addiction, but unfortunately he died on September 1st, 1987 from a blood vessel bursting in his brain at the age of 66. He would go on to have one more release on the Diamond label in 1966, but two great sides he does on the United Artists record label. John G here for a Saturday evening. We are in the early 1960s now, and you all know this next singer, born in Latta, South Carolina, but he moved to Pittsburgh, PA as a child, and he left college in 1957 to join the Raspberry Singers gospel group, and then he left them to become a member of the Dell Vikings, but he did some leads with the Dell Vikings, the later Dell Vikings, I guess, on the Petite label. But he had a very successful solo career, lots of releases on different labels, mainly the Wand label with hits, decent hits like I Don't Want to Cry or Any Day Now and so many others. But here is one that came out on the Atco label. Actually, it's a B-side. Now, I speculate that this track was actually leased or sold to Atco from Joe Auerbach and his Phoebe label, or the Petite label, because that's the publisher. The publisher is Phoebe Publishing, and it was owned by Joe Auerbach. Now, I think the Del Vikings are backing him up on this. The release date of this is June of 61, but it sounds earlier. It does, but it's a great B-side for Mr. Chuck Jackson. Chuck Jackson, released in June of 61 on Atco. The name of the tune is called Baby, I Want to Marry You.
Oh, baby, do, 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 do. I love you so, baby. Tell it everywhere I go, baby. I want to marry you. Kiss is true, and baby, and so are you. I love you, I love you, I do. I want to marry you. Now the first time I met you, you look so doggone sweet. I saw you walk down the avenue. Now that I found you, baby, never gonna let you go. 'Cause you cheated too much. I love you, I do. I want to marry you. Say that you marry you.
That is Chuck Jackson, but I got to tell you, that's Chuck Jackson and the Del Vikings. That's the B-side. The A-side sounds more like a 1961 song. It does. June 61 release for Chuck Jackson and probably the Del Vikings there. It's on the Atco label. Baby, I Want to Marry You. Yes, I Do is the name of that one. John G here in part 2 of the program. It's early 1960s. Original vinyl 45s out of my collection. Let's continue here. This next 45 came out on the Apt label, a subsidiary of ABC Paramount Records. Now, the artist's name is Dave Johnson. It appears to be his only release, arranged and conducted by Leroy Kirkland. And it shows on the label that Dave Johnson co-wrote the song, but Charlene was quick to notice that the title of this song was the same title of a B-side of a 45 I played last week on Glory Records by the Dusters. I featured the ballad side called Darling Love on Glory. Now the flip side was called Teenage Jamboree on the Glory label. Now the difference in the titles is that this teenage has a dash after teen, but the words are definitely similar, the same words in both of the songs. So maybe we need to call the lawyers with regard to this record. But it's a cool tune in my opinion. It's from January 61. Dave Johnson's his name. It's on Apt Records. And either way, the song is called Teenage Jamboree.
You know how to stroll and you know
I should play that Dusters release. It's a slightly different arrangement. I think much slower than that, but that's a cool tune. Dave Johnson's his name. It's on the Apt record label, released in January 1961. Teenage Jamboree. That's what we have here every Saturday from 10 to midnight right here on Top Shelf Oldies, and we continue here. Really like this next song. Might be a little bit too slow for some of you listeners, but I like the slow ones. I like to dance really slow with Barbara to a record like this. Singer goes by the name of Dante, but in reality, Dante is Donald Drowdy, and he was a lead singer of Dante and the Evergreens, recorded for the Madison record label. He was also the lead of the Emerald City Bandits, a record they do on the Phillips label, a cool tune called Come On Oz. But here he is again, the first of two on the Imperial label as Dante and His Friends, in a song he wrote together with Herb Alpert. This one charted regionally, a big number 5 on KAYO out of Seattle, Washington. This one from December of 61. Dante and His Friends on Imperial with a song called Something Happened.
Something happens when I look in your eyes. Something happens. Can't you realize that someday, hey, I'm gonna love you and hold you so tight. Something happens when you stand by my side. Something happens and it hurts deep inside, but someday, hey, I'm gonna love you, yeah, and hold you so tight. I spend each lonely night squeezing my pillow tight. But I just can't understand, no now. Were you just having fun, keeping me on the run? I want to be your lover, man. 'Cause something happens when I look in your eyes. Something happens, and it hurts deep inside, but someday, hey, I'm gonna love you, yeah, and hold you so tight. I'm gonna need you all through the night. I'm gonna hold you and love you just like someday.
December 1961 there for Dante and His Friends, and Dante is Donald Drowdy. Donald Drowdy there on the Imperial record label. The first of two on Imperial. Something Happens is the name of the tune, a big number 5 on KAYO out of Seattle, Washington. John G here for a Saturday evening. We are in the early 60s, and here's another very cool 45 in my opinion. Actually, both sides of the 45. It's out of Gardena, California. The label's called Pennant Records. It's the only release for this group known as Dave and the Stereos, a song written by the lead singer. His name is Dave Hairston. Dave Hairston on lead. We stay in 1961, June of 61, for Dave and the Stereos on Pennant. Give a listen to the tune. It's called Roman Romeo. That is definitely a cool tune. I said that is the A side. That is not the B side. That's the A side of the 45. Dave and the Stereos is the name of the group. Dave Hairston on lead. He wrote the tune from June 61. It's on Pennant Records out of Gardena, California. A Roman Romeo. John G is not a Roman Romeo, not anymore. I have settled down. Well, I haven't settled down yet, but I know I will eventually. John G here for a Saturday evening spinning original vinyl 45s. Let's continue here. We go back to New York City to a label called Turban Records. It's out of 255 West 55th Street in New York City, a label owned by Frank Carey. Frank Carey, and he put out a number of one-off labels like Black Dog, Tilden, Jive, and he also owned the Sultan and the Card labels. Don't know much about this singer, though. He goes by the name of Jumpin' Jay, probably because of the frantic A-side of the 45. It was called Bad Bug, a song written by Jimmy Castor and his lifelong writing collaborator, Johnny Pruitt. But we're going to give a listen to the B-side of the 45, which is actually a cover song that was first recorded by Bobby O. Brown and his Rockin' Bluesmen on a Pittsburgh label, Varby Records. It's a rare Pittsburgh 45, but let's give a listen to the version by Jumpin' Jay. Jumpin' Jay, 1961 on the Turban label. The song is called Come On Home. Somebody give Jumpin' Jay a tissue there. He's going to need it. He puts the Jackie and the Starlighters. It's a shame. That's Jumpin' Jay there, 1961. That's the B-side of the 45 on the Turban label, a song called Come On Home. Almost time for Johnny G to go on home. We continue here for a few more, and just recently lost this next singer from Klamath Falls, Oregon, best known for her biggest national hit, a song called Angel Baby. She died at the age of 71 on March 30th, 2017. Early last month, I paid tribute to her, playing some of her songs on the Highland and Brunswick record labels. But here is her final release. Her final release until her attempted comeback. She tried to make a comeback in 1973, but this was her last release in 1962 on the Globe label out of San Diego, California. Of course, you know I'm talking about Rosie Hamlin. Rosie Hamlin, it's from 62. This is Rosie and the Originals on Globe. The song is called My One and Only Love.
My one and only love. My one and only love.
I'll stand here and I'll stand alone until I find the one that I want. Oh, to stay with me because he loves me. I won't wait long. No, I won't wait long. Because you see, my love, he's on his way. Oh, to stay with me, because he loves me. Yes, he loves me. I know he loves me. Well, I found him at last to renew my past, bring me a new kind of happiness, of joy, laughter, cheer and romance, to treat me as though a queen of love. Oh, I love him, my only love. Yes, he loves me. I know he loves me. Well, I found him at last to renew my past, bring me a new kind of happiness, joy, laughter, cheer and romance, treat me as though a queen of love. Oh, I love him, my only love. Yes, I love him, he's my only love. My only
It's Rosie and the Originals. Rosie Hamlin on lead, a group, the Originals, doing vocals in the background there. That's from 1962. It's on the Globe label. It's My One and Only Love. That really was her final release before she tried to make a comeback in 1973. That's the B-side of the 45. I think somebody posted it was the A-side. It is not. It is the intended B-side. John G here for a Saturday evening. Almost time to leave here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Got more B-sides from last week's Vinyl Treasure Show. I featured the original version of Mind Over Matter, as done by Nolan Strong with the Diablos, although they do not get mentioned on the label, the Diablo group. But Nolan Strong gets writer credit on the B-side of the 45, and we definitely need to call the lawyers on this one here, because the song was first written and recorded in 1952 by the Swallows on the King label, and it's the first song that Junior Denby he wrote for the Swallows. But this is a cover. This isn't an original, and Nolan Strong put his name as the writer, so that is not good. But it's from October of 62. It's a B-side. Nolan Strong with the Diablos on Devorah Brown's Fortune record label. His rendition of the tune Beside You.
Beside you.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's Nolan Strong, and probably the Diablos backing him up on that one. October 62, Beside You is the name of that one on Devorah Brown's Fortune record label. Nice rendition there. And the flip of Mind Over Matter, which was the hit side, a big hit in Detroit for sure. But the Flamingos also do a great version of that on the N label. Terry Johnson also, no. I'm thinking of Bewildered by James Brown as Johnny G loses his mind. 2 more 45s to go before Johnny G signs off here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's stay in Detroit with another B-side. This time we go to Berry Gordy Jr.'s Gordy label and featured the debut single for Martha and the Vandellas last week. The song was called I'll Have to Let Him Go. Now the B-side is not too shabby either, written by William Stevenson and the lead singer Martha Reeves. This one from September of 62. It's a B-side for Martha Reeves and the Vandellas on Gordy Records. The song is called My Baby Won't Come Back.
I can't find my baby anywhere. I've called and called and cried and cried, and I've wrote, yes, I've wrote and sighed, oh how I've sighed. My baby, with this wonderful charm, my baby won't come back, and I've asked and asked, I can't sleep a wink. I worry, yes I worry, I just can't even think. My baby, with this wonderful arms, my baby won't come back to my arms. Oh, he won't come back to my arms. Oh, how I miss his arms, the arms that held me so tightly. And oh, I miss his caresses that thrill me nightly. I'm telling you, I've really been blue. If you see my baby, would you tell him for me? I've got a yearning, a yet for him desperately. My baby, with his wonderful charm, my baby won't come back to my arms. Oh, I've been calling and calling, oh my baby, with this wonderful charm, my baby just won't come back to me. Oh, and I've called and called and cried and cried. I wrote 16 letters, I've almost died. Oh, my baby won't come back to me.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Got to flip over your 45s. That's the debut single, or the B-side of the debut single for Martha and the Vandellas, September 1962. My Baby Won't Come Back is the name of that song on the Gordy label. The flip side, the A-side, is called I'll Have to Let Him Go. You got to flip over your 45s, and that goes for Dave the Rave, too. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. Want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to cool original vinyl 45s out of my collection. You want to get in touch with Johnny G, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. Going to get this show up on my archive, the stream vinyltreasures.net. You can stream or download all the shows for the last few years up on my website. Also been recording live on the webcam on the Ustream broadcaster. I'll post it up on my YouTube site, and we'll hope that the copyright police don't block it from various countries, as sometimes they do. I mentioned Terry Johnson. I know when I mention his name, he blocks everything that he has sung on, but I didn't play a record by him. Anyway, but that's going to do it for tonight. And we're going to close the show tonight with another B-side from last week. As we head back to Chicago, Illinois, I featured a group called the Norvells. The Norvells on Leonard Chess's Checker label. I played the B-side of the 45. It was called As I Walk Alone. Now, this is the A-side, the closer for tonight, as they needed special permission from a manufacturer of a product known as greasy stuff. Any of you guys ever use greasy stuff in your hair? Maybe around 1963 or 64. But anyway, there was a company that manufactured greasy stuff, because that's what they reference to in this song with this 45. It features William Smith on lead. The closer tonight is from February of 63 on Leonard Chess's Checker label. They're called the Norvells, and the song is called Why Don't You Try That Greasy Kid Stuff. And that's what you're going to have to try and tell me how it works next Saturday night. That's going to do it, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the Vinyl Treasure Show. Please tune in to my buddy Dave the Ray for his Relics and Rarity show tomorrow from 9 to midnight right here on Top Shelf Oldies. Want all the mothers out there, wishing them happy Mother's Day, especially my mom. Hope you have a nice day. I know here in the tri-state area the weather is not going to be that good, but still it is your day, and hopefully you will have a nice day. That's going to do it, folks. Thank you, Charlene, for all your help. And I'll see you here next Saturday from 10 to midnight right here on Top Shelf Oldies for cool original vinyl from the 1950s and early 60s out of Johnny G's collection. Just want to say, everybody, so long.
She left me. Oh, why did she go? I tried to please her in every way I know. Oh, I've tried by loving her. I've tried by giving her. But no matter what I did, it wasn't enough.
Why don't you try that greasy kid stuff? Greasy kid stuff. Greasy kid stuff. Why don't you try that greasy kid stuff?
I know it's not because she doesn't like romance, but maybe she doesn't like the way I dance. Or could it be she doesn't like the way I dress?
Or maybe it's because your hair is a mess.
Greasy kid stuff. Greasy kid stuff. Why don't you try that greasy kid stuff?
She doesn't like romance, but maybe she doesn't like the way I dance. Or could it be she doesn't like the way I dress?
Maybe it's because your hair is a mess.
Greasy kid stuff. Greasy kid stuff. Why don't you try that greasy kid stuff?
Dad brought me a new car. I thought this would change her mind.